What's good with YouTube? You already know. Big Flacco from a convict's perspective. ACP, man, smashing on through. And as always, man, please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire content. So, you guys all remember, you guys been following for a long time, all my day oneers, that, I went out to San Diego back in 2022, met up with some producers, production team, and did some recordings, as well as they also had some videos of interviews I did on a channel I used to be part of, Broken Dreams, which talked about homeless, addiction, and whatnot. And this is how I got to be involved in this project, which there's other things behind the scenes that I helped with this film. As you can see in the credits, it puts me down as a film participant. Okay. Now, it was a great experience, man. A lot of stuff went into this, man. Like I said, it's basically a story of a young girl who went through a troubling time with her addiction and eventually died. And her family tried to do all that they could to help her, put her in rehabs, and the disease was so full blown that they felt helpless in trying to help her. So this is her story, through her diaries, through her family, and they actually used actual actors to play out some of the scenes that were written out in her diaries and some of the issues that had occurred. Very powerful film. I think it was nominated for 59 different nominations, and it won several awards. I mean, several of them, all throughout the different film festivals, and it's now starting to be dropped in the United States. So if you have a loved one that suffers from addiction, man, tap into this film. Now, here's a message that I'm in the film and what I'm talking about. I'm gonna let you guys watch it, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm discussing.
You can't fight the addiction issue with not fighting mental health. Mental health is the biggest issue when it comes to drug addiction. Dual diagnosis is a lot bigger than people can see. What it is someone self-medicating themselves. This is what I've learned. As an addict, I self-medicated. I didn't want to live life on life's terms normally. So therefore, I self-medicated to get outside of myself. If you don't stay on the drug, as soon as you get sober, you're back to reality and the issues that you can't deal with. So it's not just about not wanting to get sick, it's not wanting to deal with things as an adult out there.
So as you can see by that message, man, that was a powerful one. And this documentary is about addiction, and there's different facets of addiction. Some believe more the clinical side, some believe the spiritual side. There's different ways in which you could be diagnosed, but one theory in the recovery world and clinically, right, is a dual diagnosis, which means they have a belief that on top of having an addiction issue, many suffer from a mental health issue. And that's been the strong push the last few years, the dual diagnosis. That's identifying the mental health issues that you have that may cause you to relapse, that may cause you to use too much, that may cause a lot of issues in your life that you're not aware of. They say that 80% of the people have a mental health issue. Okay? I think 80% of the people that have mental health issues have not been diagnosed. I believe that's what the figure is. 80% have not been diagnosed. And there's only 3,000 doctors that are capable of diagnosing and treating anybody with mental health issues. Okay? There's a lot of stigma behind it. People believe, okay, no, I don't have no mental health issues, so therefore they don't seek treatment. Therefore, sometimes those mental deterrents start to grow in people, and that's why you see 20, 30 years from now, the worst side of some people because of that stigma, because they're afraid to get the help that they need. So the stigma behind mental health is a big issue when it comes to recovery, and a lot of times people don't want to accept it or acknowledge it. And so that's what I was going into. A lot of times people drink. It's not the drug that's the problem or alcohol that's the problem. Those are the things that are helping the problems. The problems are within the person, the mental health issues, the issues of dealing with things at home or as a kid, and they can't do it without having that first drink or that last hit of dope or whatever it may be, and it continues them to fucking drink and use, right? So they don't have to deal with their real world issues and problems. Drinking wasn't my problems. Drinking was a way of me to solve my problems, is what I used to tell people. Using drugs wasn't the problems. Using drugs was a way of me to deal with the problems. So therefore, you're putting unhealthy things as solutions to what you're dealing with in yourself. And that's where people go back to relapsing. That's where people go a little too far with their addictions, and it grows and grows. And the more that the mental health part goes unknown, the more harder it's to come back from after a while, and the more damage that can be done. So that's why on this part, that's a real important thing for you guys to key in. And one of the things that I wanted to discuss when I was down there talking to the guys, he lost his daughter, and I was really involved in the recovery world at one time, and I still understand a lot of it. And this was during a time when I wanted to give back, be more involved in the community like I was when I was in recovery. And it's just unfortunate that people always want to blindside and knock down people who try to make change or do positive things to help others, man. It's sad that no matter what one has done 6 months ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago, some people don't want to see others succeed. So I could be on here all talking about positive things and lacing you up on different ways to get sober, or to deal with someone that's going through addiction and whatnot, and people are still going to try to knock that down. Here's some food for thought. I used to help a lot of people. I used to reach out to a lot of people. I used to tell my stories to a lot of people outside of YouTube, right? Trying to help them. I used to sponsor people. I used to do a lot of things, right? I've been there on certain moments where I get that 12-step call, and if I didn't do what I did to help that person, they may not be here today. And when you get so much backlash and unnecessary negativity and things that come from all different walks of life and different angles, right, that offsets you from you being your true self, you can't be of service to people, right, the way that you want to. Like, I haven't been of service to people where I could be basically helping save people's lives just by the things and knowledge and experience that I have. Why? Because you got idiots that want to knock down anything that an individual does because they get their rocks off on it. Instead of being supportive where they agree with what one does or not, you got to be supportive when they try to have that positive push, because it could be someone like me that could be in position and capable of saving one of your family or friends' life, but because of your actions, may have that person withdrawn to where they don't offer that help, offer that message that someone maybe needs to hear. That's why that, with life in general, when it comes to these type of issues, they're very sensitive, and people need to realize that it's a business of saving lives. And it's fucked up that you got those that really want to fucking shit on people's parades, you know what I'm saying? Piss all over them, try to fucking discredit, try to do all that stuff when they really are doing goods work. I haven't been doing a lot for a minute, right? Because I've had my own little personal issues and whatnot. But there was a time when everything I did was within a spiritual walk of helping other people. And that was my main goal because it helped me. So think about that next time you critique someone, or you put someone down, or you try to attack them. Think about that, because karma works in mysterious ways, and you never know what paths people cross. You may be pushing away someone that could potentially save one of your loved ones in the future. That's the thing about life. You never know. So as always, you can hate the messenger, but you can't hate the message. Some of you guys need to come off your fucking high horses thinking that you've done no wrong, that you've never made mistakes. Because people are real quick to point the finger and critique another person, but they're not really quick to fucking get the answers or hear the fucking questions when that finger points right back at them. You see what I'm saying? Humans have natural characteristics that are going to be imperfect. Therefore, you can't hold anybody accountable to what you expect them to be or do. As long as they're doing the best of their ability and maybe are able to help someone along the way, they're doing their job. So before you critique someone, what the fuck are you doing? Anyways, I had so much hate coming when I announced I was going to be in this film. People wanted to rob me of my shine. They wanted to do all kinds of shit, man. There's a lot of jealousy out there, man. And that's the unfortunate thing that I learned, that most of the attacks that you get from people are because they're jealous of you. They're hating. They want to find fault because it makes them feel better, and that's just a sad way of living. And in this social media world, you see it every day, and that's the unfortunate part, that there are some real ones. And what I mean by real ones, not fucking this fucking you'll do this or do that, because half the time, man, when I hear people say that shit, they haven't done half the fucking shit I've done in my fucking life. You know what I mean? Now, being a real one is making righteous choices and really trying to help other people, including your family. So yeah, this was a big deal for me, man. And I hope it opens maybe some doors maybe in the future, man. I think I may be in some other parts of the film. I haven't gone through it, but that's one part of it. With that said, it's your boy Flacco, Convict's Perspective. I'm gone.